The 26th of October 2025 will be the acid test for Xabi Alonso. Xabi Alonso has been building a machine at Real Madrid, top of the table heading into the penultimate international break of 2025, unlocking new levels in players like Kylian Mbappé and Arda Güler, a perfect start to their Champions League campaign. But as crazy as this might sound, all of that goes out of the window when the big one arrives. Xabi Alonso will know more than anyone else that for Real Madrid, this is the game. This is the one where the entire world watches his team, watches to see how they play. But it's going to be bigger. It's not just his first one as manager. It's the first one since an awful 2024-25 campaign against their biggest rivals, where this fixture was a horror show. Paint it how you want. It's one constant, one truth. Xabi Alonso cannot afford to lose El Clásico this season. Throw it back to the 2024-25 campaign. A disappointing one for Real Madrid, but in this particular fixture, they simply couldn't catch a break. The first one of last season was awful. A 4-0 defeat to Real Madrid at the Bernabéu. The one where Lamine Yamal danced on their turf. They followed that up with 5-2 defeat in the Spanish Super Cup final, lost again in the Copa del Rey final, and another 4-3 defeat to Barca in La Liga. 4 El Clásicos last season. 4 defeats. It was so bad that results like this were the reasons why Madrid decided not to continue with Carlo Ancelotti. Losing once to Barca was already bad enough. Losing 4 consecutively. They wanted a new approach, fresh ideas, and that's why they turned to one of their own, Xabi Alonso. A former player for Los Blancos, a La Liga and Champions League side with the club, he started his coaching career with Madrid's youth teams. He's the one picked by Florentino Perez and the Real Madrid socios to usher the club into the new era. But is all of this enough reason to suggest Xabi Alonso must win his first El Clásico? The fact that the club lost 4 last season and wanted a new approach? There's a bigger picture. We all know what the deal is in La Liga. This is no disrespect to the teams that fall in this category, but there's a gap between the top 3 and the rest. Real Madrid, Barcelona, Atletico Madrid. In case you're wondering just how big the gap between these 3 teams and the rest of the league is, the last team to win the La Liga outside these 3 was Valencia in the 2003 season, 21 years ago. So how does this relate to Xabi Alonso and his El Clásico battle then? The truth is, it's the games against Barça and Atleti that almost seem to determine the season for Madrid. These are the top 2 teams in the league. Going by this metric, there's added pressure too, especially after what we saw from his team against Atleti in his first Madrid derby as head coach. A staggering 5-2 defeat. This one wasn't in the script.
Basic fact, and I know obviously you've seen it, it's on the screen, it's on the scoreboard. It's 5 goals against a team like Real Madrid, who this season, it wasn't just that they weren't conceding goals. They weren't really conceding chances. I'm going to admit this, Ali was talking about being proven wrong. This midweek, I was asked about Real Madrid, and I said I was a bit worried that they were going to be boringly good.
It totally flipped it. See, coming into that first Madrid derby, the form between the 2 teams couldn't have been more contrasting. Where Atletico Madrid had won just 2 of their last 7 games into that first Madrid derby, Real Madrid had won all 7, heading into that one with 3 clean sheets in the process. They weren't just good, they were annoyingly good. It almost felt like Alonso in a short period had identified and solved the problems of last season. They weren't giving away as many chances. They looked resolute, and going forward had become even better. But all of that just to lose and concede 5 against Atleti was huge. And it gets worse too, because if we go back to what happened last season, it's almost as if it's the same story waiting to repeat itself. They lost 4-0 in the first El Clásico of last season at the Bernabéu. But if anyone had predicted a scoreline like that coming into that one, you'd have found it hard to believe. Real Madrid were actually unbeaten in 14 matches. unbeaten in all competitions before that damaging defeat to Barca. They were the more in-form team. Suddenly, it's become a glaring picture for Xabi Alonso. It's a major reason why he cannot afford to lose his first El Clásico, the fact that a damaging defeat can destroy the entire campaign even if it's still so early on. After that defeat, they were never the same. It brought so many issues the winning results had shoved underneath. The Mbappé and Vinicius Jr. dilemma, the makeshift options in defense, the imbalance in midfield with Mbappé's arrival. It brought everything to light. It might do the same with Xabi Alonso's Real Madrid team if they suffer a damaging defeat. But there's another reason why Xabi Alonso cannot afford to lose his first El Clásico this season. And this one isn't particularly down to what he's done. It's down to the opportunity that fate has given him against his biggest rivals.
You ever feel like the universe hates your football club? Because right now, that's Barcelona. The injury gods are laughing at us. Halloween is around the corner, and I swear somebody lit a candle and cursed Barcelona. Look at this. Lewandowski, Rafinha, Gavi, Ferran, Dani Olmo, Ter Stegen. I haven't even mentioned Joan Garcia.
Barcelona's injury list heading into this first El Clásico is insane. As of recording this, Joan Garcia, Robert Lewandowski, Gavi, Rafinha, Dani Olmo, and Ter Stegen. All these players are out injured for Barcelona. It gets worse too. Not all the available players are fully fit. Lamine Yamal only just made his return from a pubic injury he's been dealing with in the 2-1 win against Girona. Ferran Torres is suffering from a muscle overload, where Hansi Flick has admitted he needs more rest time. Fitness-wise, there couldn't be a more perfect time to play Hansi Flick's Barcelona. They're just a couple of injuries away from having serious problems with the team. Even as they are, Flick still has names like Joan Garcia, Rafinha, Lewandowski, and Dani Olmo out. These four you'd believe would be natural starters if Flick had to select a first team now. Xabi Alonso has to capitalize on this. We saw what Barca did to Real in the second El Clásico last season, when Los Blancos had defensive issues with injuries and had to use makeshift options in defense. They convincingly punished Madrid. What's more, Barcelona have looked unconvincing this season. They've already had some damaging defeats in the last couple of weeks, which we will get to soon. But just before we do, if you're enjoying this video, you could do us a solid by leaving a hype to help us reach a wider audience and in turn continue to create more videos like this.
It's every facet of the team today. For me, the worst performance since Hansi Flick took over by a stretch. Now he's
losing 4-1 to Sevilla, arguably the worst performance from a Barcelona team under Hansi Flick since he took over. It gets worse when you remember this was just days off the back of another damaging defeat in what should have been a Champions League blockbuster. They lost 2-1 to a PSG team that was missing a lot of its firepower in attack. Ousmane Dembele was injured. Kvicha Kvaratskhelia, Desire Duo, and Joao Neves, all these key names unavailable, and Barca still lost. We're seeing cracks we didn't see with this Barcelona team from last season. From Hansi Flick talking about the need to play together as a team and certain aspects of selfishness he's seen in certain players he doesn't like, the results, the injuries, they're all advantages to Real Madrid. There are still even more reasons why Xabi Alonso has to win his first El Clásico this season. This one is to answer a question.
Real Madrid were not competitive against Barcelona last season, and so then we must ask ourselves a question. Has Real Madrid gotten significantly better over the last couple of months? I don't think so. Have Barcelona gotten significantly worse to bridge that gap?
Now we're asking it again, to try and see, to understand. Has Real Madrid gotten significantly better to the point where they'd be able to match up to this Barcelona team? If you look at the form table, It indicates better results. If you look at how they've played as a team and the overall balance, it indicates a better structure. Control. We only mentioned Mbappé and Arda Güler at the start. Truth is, Xabi Alonso is building a team. You'd expect both Dani Carvajal and Trent Alexander-Arnold to be fit for the game against Barca. None were available last season. Carvajal had torn his ACL. Trent was still a Liverpool player. They've gotten a recruit at centre back in Dean Huijsen, who alongside Eder Militao has looked like a steal, particularly with his ability to play the ball out from the back. He's currently injured as of recording this, but there's still the possibility that he can be fit in time for El Clásico. Eder Militao himself wasn't available for El Clásico last season after tearing his ACL as well. He's back. At left back, Álvaro Carreras has looked promising in his first few matches as a Real Madrid player. Like that. Excluding Thibaut Courtois, it's an entirely new backline Xabi Alonso has to face Barcelona. None of these four played against Flick's team last season. Then you shift the focus to midfield. With Aurélien Tchouaméni at the base, Xabi Alonso has a pivot he can trust. The problem with Tchouaméni last season? Because of the injury problems from last season, he was one of the first names to get rotated and play out of position as cover last season. He played at centre-back and looked out of sorts there. Arguably, the most noticeable change has been Xabi Alonso's ability to solve one of two positional problems. The first one is with Jude Bellingham. Think of it as a domino effect that also involves Arda Güler. We know Bellingham was at his best in the 2023-24 campaign when he played as a number 10 behind a front two of Vinicius Jr. and Rodrigo. That number 10 role is where Xabi Alonso plays Arda Güler now. Bellingham in this system is going to play as a number 8, the position that allows him to become a bit of everything.
About Bellingham, is it a personal challenge for you to help him recover the version of himself we saw in 2023, that first period when he was at his very best?
Jude has been training for some time now. He's been preparing well since recovering from his shoulder surgery, and he's doing better. We need the best version of Jude. I see that he's eager to feel good again, to enjoy himself on the pitch, to help the team, to play well, to make his teammates play well, and to show what an incredible player he is.
Alonso here talks about playing Bellingham in a position where he helps the team, but at the same time plays freely. Arda Güler has been a revelation in that advanced midfield role. From creating chances to scoring goals, 11 goal contributions in 13 games this season tell you the kind of form he's in. Then you move to the attack, and that's where Xabi Alonso seems to have solved the second part of the big problems with Real Madrid last season. Kylian Mbappé. It was well documented. Questions of whether he could play as a number, clashing with Vinicius Jr. at left wing, are all dead now. For context, Kylian Mbappé, as of recording this, has failed to score in just one match for club and country this season. He's not just cooking, he's serving everything. Goals, assists, skills, dribbles, even working hard to win the ball and press. Mbappé has become more than just a goal scorer under Xabi Alonso now. He's a complete forward. On the left, he's keeping the competition healthy between Vinicius Jr. and Rodrigo. It's no secret that Ancelotti preferred Vinicius Jr. in the position over Rodrigo and even Mbappé last season. Under Xabi Alonso, it's open. Down the right, it's a battle between new kid Federico Mastantuono and Brahim Diaz. But it's healthy competition too. See guys, what we've done is take a brief overlay into the current Madrid team now to answer the question we posed earlier. Have Real Madrid gotten significantly better to the point where they can match up to this Barcelona team? With everything we've said, yeah. The manager is no stranger to El Clásico himself. It's a fixture he knows very well.
With Messi, of course, it wasn't easy to defend him because he used to play in this like false nine, you know. It's been told so much about the false nine. But Xabi used to came here to get the ball. When I used to go to press him, you know, this is space.
It's funny how the game has come around for him. Rewind 14 years ago, and he was receiving specific details on how to play against Barcelona and the danger they had in midfield and attack. Fast forward to the present day, and he's the one set to hand out the instructions to his team. It's very clear now. Xabi Alonso cannot afford to lose his first El Clásico. It's so important that it's not even just about a win, it's about making a statement, laying down the early marker. What do you guys think? Can Xabi Alonso's Real Madrid team actually win the first El Clásico of the season? Or will Hansi Flick get another big result against Barca to start the pressure count on Alonso's Madrid team? Let us know in the comments below, and don't forget to like this video, leave a hype, and subscribe to Matchday Moments for more.